بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Again, I'm shooting this video from the hills of Granada, here in Spain, or Andalus as the Arabs used to call it. In this video I would like to talk about the importance of Ramadan. I'm not going to be going into the fiqh of Ramadan, as important as that is, but I want to shift, inshallah, my attitude and the attitude of all of those viewing and listening to this, inshallah, and for us really to understand the magnitude of this opportunity that is coming. Ramadan is the most important month for us as Muslims. It is the month that has been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and within this month there is a night that has been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is the night called Laylatul Qadr. And as you know, it is greater than 1,000 months in terms of the reward that we get in the worship that we do in that month, inshallah. So most people think that Ramadan is a time to recharge their batteries. I'm going to go into Ramadan and I'm going to recharge my batteries. That is actually the lowest return on your investment. That's the lowest return that anyone can get on their investment of 30 days or thereabouts of Ramadan. It's the lowest return on their investment. What they're really saying is that after Ramadan, they hope to be at where they were last year after Ramadan. Recharge my batteries. That's what it means. In other words, I want to get to where I started last time with a full battery. For me, Ramadan is a time not to recharge your battery, but to get another battery, so that you've got 2 batteries, maybe 3, maybe 4, adding as many batteries as you can, so that you step up. For some, Ramadan is just that, it's just a bridge between one year and another. So there was last Ramadan last year, and now it's this Ramadan, and that's it. It's just a marker for paying zakah. For some people, it's a marker for that time. A year has gone by. But the truth is, Ramadan is a time to step up, to go to the next level, to enter a new league altogether. Ramadan is a time to really up your capacity, to enrich yourself, to grow, to do all of the things that you couldn't do before. And there are many reasons why Ramadan is that. First of all, the incentives are huge, Everything is multiplied. Everything. The obligatory is multiplied by 26 or 27 times. The nafl, that which is not obligatory but liked for us to do by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is multiplied such that it becomes equivalent to an obligatory. Everything's multiplied, and so you find people going to the mosque and praying and reading Quran and doing all these things. Why? Because the incentive is much higher. Now obviously we are to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the whole year, and not just when the incentive is always high, because we're talking about heaven or hell, so it's a big deal. But most people see Ramadan as, okay, I can, in 30 days, if I just focus in 30 days, I can get so much done and get so much. The other reason why Ramadan is a perfect time to up our capacity and to not just recharge our batteries, but increase how many batteries we actually have, is that the devils are tied, they're chained. The devils do not exist in Ramadan. They're tied according to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Which means that if you do anything wrong in Ramadan, or if you fail to do an obligatory act, or if you commit a sin, then it's because it's from you. It's not the devil whispering into your ears, it's coming from you. And as such, it is the best time to get a true, accurate reflection of who you are and what you're doing. Okay? And you can't say, oh yeah, the devil whispered that to me. No. Now the devil might have programmed us all year so that in Ramadan we continue with our programming. That's a different story. But during Ramadan, he is not there. The devil is not there. And so those are the 2 reasons. The incentives are really high, and secondly, the devil isn't there, so we have a true, accurate, measurable reflection of our true selves. Now Ramadan, like I said, is a time to increase your capacity. It's a time to grow. If you do anything regularly enough, it turns into a habit. And some of the social scientists will say that if you do a habit for 21 days, that's it, it's locked in. So what habits do you want to build in this Ramadan? What habits do you want to acquire and accumulate during this Ramadan? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Note that down and plan to do that thing during Ramadan. And do it for the sake of Allah, so that you get rewarded for it. But more important than that, during Ramadan, we need to focus not on doing the nafl or the sunnah, the acts that are liked but they're not obligatory. No, we don't need to focus on them, not to start with. The number one priority is to focus on the fard, that which is obligatory, to focus on the fard. Because the fard is multiplied by 26 or 27 or 28 times. It's multiplied. That's not the case with the nafl. The nafl or the sunnah is multiplied such that it becomes one fard. Let me give you an example. People will run to the mosque. They'll run to the mosque to get the first rak'ah of Taraweeh, the night prayer in Ramadan. And this confuses me. And I ask them, why did you miss Isha? They say, oh, but I'm here for Taraweeh. They don't realize that one rak'ah of Isha is equal to about 3 full Taraweehs. Because one rak'ah, is multiplied by 26, 27 times. Taraweeh is 8 rak'ahs or however many rak'ahs. It's just one. So even for those people that pray above 20 rak'ahs of Taraweeh, that's just 20 rak'ahs. But one rak'ah of Isha is equal to all of that and more. Never mind the fact that you're praying 4 rak'ahs, and never mind the fact that you're praying in a jama'ah, so you multiply again by more than 20 times. It's a big deal. And so the first thing that I would advise myself and my brothers and my sisters is pray your fard in the mosque. Pray your fard in the mosque, because it multiplies much more than at home. If you pray all of your the 17 rak'ahs in the mosque, the reward for that compared to just praying Taraweeh is huge. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in which he teaches us that the one who prays Isha behind an imam and completes whatever the imam prays thereafter, that person gets rewarded as if they prayed the whole night. There's another hadith as well, where the Prophet ﷺ, he says, the one who prays Isha in the mosque behind the imam, and then he prays Fajr in the mosque behind the imam, gets rewarded as if he prayed in the mosque from Isha till Fajr. So now we have 2 hadiths, and each one of them says that he gets rewarded or she gets rewarded twice a night for praying the whole night. And we have 2 of those. So just by praying Isha and Fajr and everything else behind the imam, you have acquired 2 nights worth of prayer. As well as the fact that you're then going to pray Taraweeh. So now there are 3 nights worth of prayer in one night. And each one of those is multiplied by the jama'ah, by the fact that you pray that in congregation. So focus on the fard. The other fard that we do in Ramadan is obviously fasting. We fast for 30 days or however many days depending upon the moon. So if you can increase the quality of your fast by 1%, the return on that is greater than doing nafl, much greater. But in order to do that, you can't go into Ramadan cold turkey and expect for your body to catch up. Those of us in, for example in the UK, Fajr is going to enter very, very, very early, 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and Maghrib, we're going to break our fast, after 9, closer to 10. That's a big deal, and to do that 30 days in a row is a big deal. If I walk in there cold turkey, it's like running a marathon all of a sudden, without any exercise, any warm up beforehand. So start now fasting, Mondays and Thursdays. This is a sunnah of the Prophet. Start fasting, get ready for Ramadan. Don't trick yourself and say, I'm going to eat as much as I can so that when Ramadan comes, I'm going to have enough food inside of me. It doesn't work like that. It's never works like that. What you need to do is you need to warm yourself up and get your body used to it. Get that fight or flight. When you're not eating, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. Get over that before you enter Ramadan. Get over that before you enter Ramadan, so that when you enter Ramadan, your mind has got used to fasting. There's some people that if they don't drink tea or coffee in the morning, they get migraines. Ramadan is not the time to get over that. Before Ramadan is the time to get over that. So if that happens to you, make sure you fast before Ramadan so that you wean yourself off of that addiction as much as possible before that. So that when you enter Ramadan, you enter clear. You enter clear, your mind is clear, your body is ready for the 30 days of challenge that it's going to go through. So, anything you want to do in Ramadan, practice doing it before Ramadan. If you are going to take my suggestion about praying every fard in the mosque, then please start doing it now. Put it into your schedule now. Plan your breaks around that from now. don't wait till Ramadan, because Ramadan has added complications, tiredness, thirst, etc., etc. If you can't walk to the masjid now, how are you going to walk to the masjid when you've been fasting all day? It's not going to happen. If you can't drive to the masjid now, how are you going to drive to the masjid when you're feeling tired and drained? It's not going to happen. So practice now. Get it as part of your habit. Get it to be habitual, so that when Ramadan comes, you've already built the momentum of habit behind you. And with regards to fasting, start to fast. Focus on the fard before you do the nafl. Focus on the fard before you do the nafl. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Please remember myself and the team here at Onislam, as well as the rest of our ummah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring dignity back to the believers. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.